All right, people. Let's look at these two talking about Floyd and the fake witnesses. But it's all fake. Another division. The left, they gave us, the victim's side. And the right, they told us the bad stuff about Floyd, the porn star. What else? Doing drugs, trying to pass off a fake 20. That's your division. And the white cop killing a black person. That's racial division. That's what they do. But let's, look at these two and see what's going on.
Host of the Michael Steele podcast.
It's got the purple.
Good evening to you both.
That dude with the purple.
Thank you for coming on. Caroline, I'd like to
For the
begin with
elites.
you. It is life-changing enough, a point I made earlier, to simply watch the video. If you have measurable feelings, if you were born with any humanity or empathy at all, if you can fog up a mirror. Imagine
If you can fog a mirror.
having been in that crowd. Imagine having been a young child and witnessed it, and now having to take the stand and relive it. Talk about this trial.
A young
and its importance
child.
for our country right now.
Watching the testimony today, I have to say, Tuesday's my big teaching day. I have
What's that got to do with it?
two classes of students. I teach 2 classes a semester at Vanderbilt, and I taught
Vanderbilt.
both classes today with
That's
George
an
Floyd
elite
at the front of
family.
my mind, and this trial at the front of my mind.
Looking over
and we had moments of
the
silence in
script.
both classes for the 43 seconds that had gone unacknowledged until these trials really unfolded. And I think, when we reckon with the fact that we all watched a lynching that a child filmed and posted on Facebook,
Why is she laughing?
we have to do is to reckon with the fact that whatever the ruling is, when you lynch somebody, the cause of death physiologically is past the point. Whether it was the setting a body on fire, or the dragging him behind a truck, or the tarring and feathering, or the drowning, or the gunshot wounds, whatever way that a body was maimed and mangled because of hate and other people's limitations, that's past the point. We watched Derek Chauvin put his hands in his pockets and keep his knee on the neck of a man that was screaming for his life.
I thought he couldn't breathe.
People were advocating and affirming that his life was leaving him. We watched that happen, and we watched a man who'd committed his life to allegedly protecting the peace of American people,
American people? Okay.
Ignore the dying American beneath his knee.
She's laughing about it.
The tension and strangeness of that having happened, and our record of it being recorded by a child, it makes me think of Emmett Till, and it makes it feel like a terrible circle. But I hope that it's a terrible circle that yields some new insights.
Shaking her head.
It's powerful stuff, Michael.
It's all
Donald
powerful,
Williams, one of the
people.
Witnesses, had this quote that just continues to reverberate. I stayed in my body. You can't paint me out to be angry. And
Look at that, people.
Something Caroline just said
For the
about
Freemasonry.
the stance of Chauvin with his hands atop his pants pockets in the most casual way. It doesn't quite match with the attempt of the defense to talk up the notion of an unruly crowd, a tense situation all around him.
No,
Yes.
there's so much that the good professor
at
just
that.
said that's just struck a nerve.
Where? In the funny
The imagery and
bone?
the power of it.
What's going on?
Reflected again in the words that we heard on the stand by witnesses. Mr. Williams telling us that I called the police on the police because I believed I was witnessing a murder.
He believed.
The powerful words of Darnella Frazier when the defense opens the door, thinking they had a gotcha, and she comes back and she said, "Let me tell you what I felt." It spoke so much for all
he's
of us,
laughing?
Brian, in the Black community. These witnesses today,
They know it's fake.
who told the story from
So it
Emmett
is,
Till
funny to
George
these
Floyd.
people.
Told the story of countless Black men and women who have suffered at the hands of this type of brutality. But then, and I get what the defense has to do, so that this is really not about that. But to then sort of come back with a trope of angry Black people. White men with guns kneeling on the neck of a man are suddenly afraid
Racial
of
division.
children.
Look at this one.
Standing around watching them suffocate the life out of a Black man. And they now come back and say that, we feared for ourselves in that situation. A situation you created, by the way. By not listening to the crowd who otherwise wouldn't have paid too much attention to the arrest of yet another Black man until you made it something else. And then when you made it something else, you now say to us, when the community presses back, Brian, and goes, wait a minute, you're killing this man. Stop it. Check his pulse. Get your knee off his neck. And for Chauvin to sit there with his hands in his pocket demonstrates the arrogance of power that he thinks
Arrogance
that he believed
of power
he had over that Black life at that moment. And that's
like
why
the ones who,
today,
put it all together.
probably more than anything else we hear, coupled with those videos, just says so much to this country about what we've lived for 400 years.
400 years? Okay.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube.
It is what it is. I don't know what to say. It's a big joke. And it's all fake. All right. Have a good one.